What's such boy for another reaction? And we have another video by Matt Be Great. He was dominating college football, then disaster struck. What happened to Grayson McCall? I don't know who this is, but I seen in the thumbnail, nigga had a Coastal Carolina jersey, a Coastal Carolina quarterback. I don't know. The only player I know that went to Coastal Carolina was Isaiah Likely. And that nigga is Isaiah Likely a dog. That nigga must have been a 2-star coming out of high school. Coastal Carolina game. Them niggas just got a nice turf, and that's it. They got that blue turf.
Question. Would you say winning player?
And they got some fire jerseys though. I do not watch the SBC at all. I do not watch that conference.
The year for your conference is impressive? I'd say so. This guy you're looking at right here, he did that 3 times. Yes, that's...
Damn. What the fuck? That nigga was a demon, huh? I did do a Coastal Carolina rebuild on a college football game and won them a national championship. So
right, you heard me.
This must have been my quarterback.
Correctly. He was conference player of the year in back-to-back-to-back seasons. Yeah, I think it's more safe to say that is pretty dang good, to say the least. And you will more likely never see that happen again.
Well, gang, it's the SBC gang.
Won it in 3 straight
the
years.
Fucking Sunbelt Conference, my nigga. I don't know. The only player I know that come from that nigga is Isaiah Likely.
For a good reason. He was by far the best player. It wasn't even close. In those 3 years combined, he had 94 total touchdowns to only 8 interceptions.
Damn. Nigga beating on
8 interceptions over a 3-year span? Are you kidding me? He barely averaged 2 interceptions a season. This guy was a madman. And I know exactly what you're...
But in the title, it says disaster struck. That nigga must have had a career-ending injury or some shit.
You're sitting there thinking, Matt, this guy must have been a stud in the NFL.
Nope.
Yeah, not exactly. Let's just say that he had some issues. Big issues. There's many questions people have been asked about this guy even to this day. But however, it all circles back to the one. I mean the one big question we're going to try to get to the bottom of in today's video. What really happened to Grayson McCall? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope I'll be having a great day or night whenever you're watching this video. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And big shout out to John Jackson on the recent video for requesting this one. As most of you know, it is officially the offseason for football, and this is when we start up our documentary series on the channel. I say that to say this. If you have any recommendations or requests for videos like this one, leave a comment down below. And who knows? We might make...
Yeah, bro, it been so many college stars games, so many niggas that been busting shit. This nigga Matt Be Great been making these type of videos for years, bro.
That video. Thank you for all the recommendations up until this point, and let me throw this in there while I'm thinking about it. Please do not be scared to continue to request the video you want. I don't always see all the comments, and sometimes I just miss them, but that's enough jibber jabber. Without further ado, let's get into this story, and you already know. We got to throw it all the way back to where things started. Y'all know what I'm about to say next. Come on, man. Don't act brand new. Am I going to sit up here and give you the run through the 3 to 4 minute spielio dealio on his high school glory days? Absolutely not. Why am I not doing it? Because every single guy we talk about in these story videos, they dominated in high school. And that's how it goes. Yeah. We're not just Division I athletes, but really D2 athletes. McCall had a good high school career, but here's the thing.
Damn, a 2-star?
He was underrated. He was only listed as a 2-star recruit. How about that? One of the lowest ranked recruits we've talked about that I can think of in recent memory. Only had a scout grade of 77 overall. That's not too good. Didn't have a lot of offers at all. Normally we talk about these players. Oh yeah, they got offer from Bama, LSU.
Now no wonder why this nigga was at Coastal Carolina. What the fuck? Look at this boy. This boy offers. Nigga at the underdog store, Appalachian State, Eastern Kentucky, Chattanooga, Army, damn. Good Coastal Carolina, bro.
USC, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan. No, it wasn't any of that. He was getting offers from school like Chattanooga. Hey, what about, hold on, we gotta clap it up. Clapping with my hands, by the way. What about that? A Chattanooga State Water Aquarium Community College mention, if you know, you know. Eastern Kentucky, Army, Coastal Carolina, schools like that. He played his high school ball in North Carolina. Why is that important? Well, we'll come back to that in just a second. He wanted to play for NC State. However, They didn't go after him. So he winds up committing and signing with Coastal Carolina, and in 2019, as a true freshman, there's not a lot to say. He wound up taking a red shirt. But in 2020, this is where he wouldn't just compete for the starting job, he would ultimately win it. And he went off. He turned this program around. If you don't believe me, take a listen to this. In 2019, while he wasn't playing, they went 5-7. In 2020, they finished 11.
Damn, okay. He beat on some ranked teams. I don't really remember, I don't remember this. My ass kind of got like a bad memory. Nigga beat on 13 ranked BYU, 21 ranked Raging Cajuns, Louisiana.
11-1. Grayson McCall was doing his thing, and their only loss that year was to Liberty in overtime. He wound up finishing that season completing 69% of his passes, had 2,500 passing yards with 26 touchdowns to only 3 INTs. But you also got to mention, he had 569 rushing yards with 7 touchdowns on the ground. The guy was balling out, and when it was all said and done, he was named the 2020 Sun Belt Player of the Year. Fast forward time into his sophomore year in 2021, obviously there wasn't going to be a quarterback competition or anything like that. You got the Player of the Year coming back. There was some lingering questions going around, and I remember this like it was yesterday. Everybody's going, yeah. Well, they were good in 2020, but that was just a weird year. It was the COVID year. In 2019, they were bad, so who's to say they don't return to those days? And I guess that'd be a fair argument. You could say 2020 was a fluky season. However, in 2021, McCall proved that it wasn't. They started out the year 6-0 and had a devastating loss to Appalachian State, 30.
Man, bro, look at these teams, though, Matt. Like, gang, look at these teams. This nigga lost the Appalachian State game. Like, nigga dropping 59 on Louisiana Monroe, Massachusetts. Like, gang, come on. Look at these
27.
teams, Arkansas State.
Only lost by 3. Ran off 2 straight before they had
But you know
another
what? You gonna lose the Appalachian State game. Troy.
devastating loss by 2 points to Georgia State. But here's the thing about the Georgia State game. Although they lost, McCall, he didn't even play in that game or the Georgia Southern one. He got injured against Troy. That knocked him out for 2 games, but he would return against Texas State and picked up right where he left off. Finished the year strong, 10-2, and they put up a 47-burger on Northern Illinois in the bowl game. You want to know the craziest thing about that 2021 season? McCall missed 2 games and still was named Sun Belt Player of the Year for the 2nd straight season.
Damn.
He had an unreal completion percentage of 73%. That's insane. Had 2,800 passing yards with 27 touchdowns to yet again only 3.
But how the fuck I never heard about this nigga game? Like, yeah, I'm keep it a buck, y'all. I'm keep it honest. I really wasn't watching college football in 2021. I don't. I ain't gonna lie. Nigga was putting up fucking video game numbers. Like,
if him missing a couple games and still winning Player of the Year doesn't tell you how good he was, I don't know it will. It goes without being said. Heading into his junior year, which would be in 2022, there was heavy, and I'm talking about not just heavy, let me throw in a different word, astronomical expectations. And he delivered. Do you know how much pressure's on a guy who just led a team to back-to-back 10-win seasons, but also has won back-to-back Player of the Year awards? The pressure at that point in time is almost insurmountable, but I gotta give credit to him, it didn't even faze him. He balled out and Coastal Carolina got off to a blazing start. They were 9-1 through 10 games. But McCall hit a big bump in the road and they ended the year on a sour note.
nigga was terrorizing his conference. Like, what the fuck, bro?
A 3-game losing streak against JMU, Troy, and Eastern Carolina. But here's the thing with that. McCall, after the Appalachian State game, he missed a couple of games due to a foot injury. He then tried returning, but outside the foot injury, he suffered a shoulder injury. So from the Appalachian
seemed like injuries fucked this nigga up, huh?
State game on, he was banged up, and that results in the team losing games. But still, even with him being hurt, missing a couple games for the 2nd straight season, guess who won Player of the Year? You know what I'm about to say next, right? Or who I'm about to say next? Grayson McCall. McCall was so good in 2022, it didn't even matter that he missed a couple of games. He was Sun Belt Player of the Year for the 3rd straight season. Very prestigious honor, and I feel like we got to clap it up to him. That is a heck of an achievement. There's not too many people walk on this planet. I don't know. He may be the only one who has won Conference Player of the Year 3 straight seasons. And look, I already know you're going to have your Timothys and Bobbies run to the comment section. Well, Matt, that's not that impressive because it's in the Sun Belt. Shut up, nerd. That's all I got to say. Shut up, you dweeb. Anyways, moving along here, I digress. If you want to see the stats, I will show them to you. He completed 70% of his passes, had 2,700 passing yards, 24 passing touchdowns to only 2 INTs. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you how phenomenal these numbers are, you get it. You should understand it. Fast forward time a little bit here, he would decide to come back for the 2023 season, and things didn't go so well. McCall was playing okay, but not like the Grayson McCall we saw the previous 3 years. But outside of that, Coastal Carolina themselves wasn't doing so hot. Started 2-3, it would win 2 more against Appalachian State, against Arkansas State. But this is a game against Arkansas State where McCall, he suffered a concussion. At the time, they knew the
this nigga, then what the fuck, bro? Nigga, O-line must have been terrible. Niggas, they getting banged up. Nigga, O-line must have been shit.
Concussion was a big deal and it was bad, but they didn't know how bad it would eventually become. And here's what I'm saying. It's a domino effect. A little foreshadowing. They carted him off the field, took him to the hospital. They did all the precautionary stuff. Although there wasn't an exact timetable set, they thought he would come back, but he didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is where our story takes a drastic, and I'm talking about a drastic turn. As a graduate student,
the Antonio Brown era. Oh my gosh.
McCall knew he had 1 year left. It was one last go. 2024 was going to be his final year of college football. So what does he do? He says, you know what? It's go big or go home. I'm going to enter the transfer portal. So he enters the portal, and this was big news at the time because everybody thought he was going to finish out his career at Coastal Carolina. Because you got to think about it. There were plenty of other times he could have left before this, but he didn't. He stuck it out. Reminder, remember I talked about it earlier? I said, hey, remember this? Coming out of high school, he wanted to go to big-time schools. And with him playing his high school ball in North Carolina, he wanted to play for NC State. They didn't recruit him back then. Well, guess what? They now were. Once McCall entered the transfer portal, he was one of the top quarterback recruits in the nation when it comes to the transfer portal. It wasn't just NC State that went after him. Auburn, yeah, y'all remember that? They were going after him for a second. But ultimately, he decided to go to NC State, and whew, it wasn't good. Got off to a decent start, you could say. They won the cupcake against Western Carolina. But the following week, they got smashed against Tennessee. 51, yeah, 51 burger.
Harder conference? Is it because he playing that nigga is playing Clemson, Tennessee, Cali, and they decent. Syracuse, 10.
It's not even like Grayson McCall played bad in that game. It's just they were no match for Tennessee that day. They'd play Louisiana Tech next, where McCall would lead the game early due to a concussion. Sat down a couple.
Oh God, bro. Well, concussions is the most scariest shit ever, bro.
Weeks came back against Wake Forest. Same thing happened. Now here's the thing. Everybody takes concussions seriously. They do. It doesn't matter if it's your third, fourth one, or your first one. But here's the big misconception I think college football fans have. People just assume, the only way to get some really bad concussions is you got to get absolutely drilled on a play, and that's going to happen.
No, you could land on the back of your head. You could catch a ball and land on the back of your head and get a concussion. Like, no.
Routinely. But no, it's not like that. There could be a play where there's not even helmet-to-helmet contact, and you can get a concussion. The unfortunate thing for Mr. Grayson McCall is this was not his first rodeo, and all throughout his career. It wasn't just 1 year built up. It's not like he just got a couple concussions this year and his first time going through it. No, his entire career, he dealt with them. It just kept adding up, and it got to the point where after this Wake Forest game, him, his family, and his doctors were like, well, dang.
It's time to retire. Oh man, I didn't expect this type of turn. I didn't expect this would happen to this man's career.
To play football anymore.
But that's football.
It's crazy to even think about that, and it's so sad considering if this guy would have had a good year at NC State, he more than likely would have got drafted in the second, third, or fourth round. But McCall was advised to retire, and he didn't fight it one bit. He did that right after the Wake Forest game. Here's what he had to say about it, and I quote, every doctor has their own opinion, but once you get to the 4 to 5 range.
4 to 5 concussions in your career, it's time to give it up. It's time to hang it up. And your ass trying to go to the NFL.
Referring to concussions, anything after that really isn't good. What I've learned.
And by the way, them Guardian caps don't do shit, by the way. Do it work? Like, do that shit kind of stop it? I don't know.
From this last one is that
I think I seen a player get a concussion still with a Guardian cap.
before you continue to get them, the chances of full recovery decrease. Let me read this off to you. I found it really interesting when I was doing my digging and research for this video. Dr. Robert Cantu, hope I'm saying that name correctly, co-founder and medical director of the Concussion Legacy Foundation, and whose namesake adorns Emerson's Health Cantu Concussion Center, has written 3 papers specifically on return to play and retirement decisions after concussions. And yet, because concussions can be unique to individuals, there's no magic number that prompts immediate retirement recommendations. In other terms, to dumb that down, I know that was a lot of nerdy information and talk. He's stating, it doesn't matter if a player has 15 concussions or 1. The guy who has 1 concussion could be in a worse predicament than the guy who has 15. It's
Ain't then Antonio Brown, that one concussion, that one hit against the Bengals in that game fucked them up completely. And I don't know how many concussions he had before that, but that's one concussion fucked him up.
different for every person. Thought this was interesting. This same Dr. Cantu said multiple athletes that had 10 or more concussions that have been able to function without symptoms because the concussions weren't severe and the athletes didn't return to play too quickly. That's also interesting. So, did McCall maybe return too quickly? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Here's what another doctor had to say. It's ultimately the player's decision to discontinue plays, so you're doing everything you can to educate them to make a decision in their best interest. We would take it so far as you tell us nobody wants to quit, so in some cases they would make it clear, I'm through playing, but you can tell they don't want to make the decision, so we would make the decision for them at that point and take that burden off of them. Quote unquote, if I quit, what about all this money I'm making? If I'm disqualified, what about this money I'm making? The money could make the decision more difficult as opposed to, I've got enough. Who sits around and says, I have enough money? That's a great point. Sports should be the plan B, while the plan A is getting your college education paid for you. Don't let football use you, he tells them. Use football to catapult yourself to more opportunities. Football is a very violent sport in your career horizons. If you're smart, you can't look beyond this year. Any plan needs to take into consideration a real possibility that this income-producing opportunity won't exist 13 months from now. So what can you do to live inside your means? Maximize your earning potential now and preserve this incredible blessing for the future so you as a student can graduate with no debt and maybe have the opportunity to start your own business or buy your first house that other 21-year-olds don't get. That is a great point. That's also some great advice. I wish some other college athletes that are buying all these Lamborghinis and stuff will listen to this, but that's also a different conversation for a different day. Going back to Grayson McCall, he stated, at the end of the day, I want to have a full life. I want to get married and have kids one day. I want to be a football coach. I want to be a great
go be a coach, bro.
dad one day. Without a healthy brain, none of those things are possible. I love the game so much, but it's come down to things bigger than that. And you know what Grayson McCall has gotten into after football? Coaching. But not just coaching. Guess where he's coaching at? Coastal Carolina. He went back home. As when I'm speaking and making this video, he's an offensive analyst, and he's working his way up. He's just getting started. I think he's going to be a great coach one day. And, oh, yeah, you remember how he talked about, hey, I'm just looking forward to being a great dad and being a great husband and being a great father to my kids one day? Well, guess what? He's having a kid. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. Him and his girlfriend have shared that publicly on social media. Congratulations to both of them. You know, now that I think about it, this is definitely a weird ending to our video. The way his football career ended, I think we can all agree, is pretty sad. But the way his life is going currently, it's good. Not sad. I don't want to speak for him too much. But with that being said, I believe in destiny, and I think it's his...
And bro, look at the man was having a fucking 70% completion rate game. Like, that's crazy. This nigga could have been a dog in the field. Like, what the fuck?
But you also
look at the completion rate. Like, and I noticed the SBC, but still a 73 game. Like, this nigga could have been a dog. Like, bro, I never heard about this nigga, bro. Like, yeah, I wasn't watching. I'm a kid, but I just started really into college football again. Like, yeah, probably 2024. You know what I'm saying? But I still barely heard about that nigga in 2024. But yeah, make sure to comment, subscribe, and all those.